What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you a discussion video on the Buffalo Bills. I'm here to tell you why I believe they're the most scariest slash dangerous team in the NFL right now and probably for the rest of the season. So let's get into it, guys. So I know what you're going to say. The Lions, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Packers. You can also throw in there as well. But I'm all in as a non-Buffalo Bills fan. I am a Falcons fan, so don't even start with the comments and you a Buffalo Bills homer, you're biased, all that stuff. I'm a Falcons fan, but I like to view the NFL and all sports that I cover in just a blank canvas. I don't have favorites. The Falcons are my team. I don't have favorites. I don't, have everything with a biased eye towards them. So just being honest, through almost 9 games, we're on week 9 now. I think the Buffalo Bills are the scariest team that I see this year, and I have a little graphic you can see as well. I'll go through each one. We'll start with the first one. Evolve Josh Allen. So Josh Allen right now, through 9 weeks, is looking like Pat Mahomes did a couple years ago when he started evolving to what he is now. Less deep shots, more underneath, less turnovers, more dink and dunks, less running, and that is what Josh Allen is doing this year. Through his first interception last week, I forgot who they played. The Titans, I believe, right? The Titans. Through his first interception last week, only has 3 or 4 turnovers throughout the whole year so far through 9 weeks. That is not typical Josh Allen behavior. Josh Allen only has a couple rushing touchdowns. Also not a typical Josh Allen behavior. Less running, more relying on the actual running game. And we'll get into that next with the next bullet. But Josh Allen looks great. He looks great, and I've said it all year. I've said it prior to the season starting. Josh Allen has to evolve his game, and he did just that. He's looking like how Pat Mahomes did a couple of years ago when he started changing. Even when he had Tyreek Hill, it was still less deep shots, more timely shots. You might get 3 or 4 a game. Other than usually you get may get 10 to 12 messing with Josh Allen on like these broken plays. But now you get your 3 to 4 to 5, maybe something like that. Other than that, he's gonna chill out and just and they'll run the ball down your throat, and then also they'll dink and duck, maybe a little medium pass down the middle, but nothing too crazy. And that's something that Josh Allen has worked on. Him and Sean McDermott has worked on the last couple years, and it's finally looking like he has matured to that level now. So that's great to see Josh Allen go from a gunslinger, reckless player to more controlled, more just a more savvy quarterback. Also, before we move on to the next bullet, you also see less injuries. As of right now, week 9, Allen hasn't been banged up at all. Normally, every year towards the stretch of the season, down the stretch, rib, shoulder, arm, throwing arm, no hand, something. There's no real, obviously he gets hit. Had 10 sacks so far this season, but knocked down a couple times more as well. But so far he hasn't really been too banged up to really, to really show other than outside like just little bumps and bruises. So that's great to see there. Next, you have an underrated but above average offensive weapons group. This Bills team to me is super, super impressive as far as weaponry goes. And this is someone who did a I'm doing a whole 180 now because prior to the season, after this trade of Stephon Diggs, I was not a fan. But after that point, which was sometime in the spring, summer, whenever he got moved on from, I looked at the team and I looked at 2 guys who were very impressive. They ended up making my breakout players list prior to the season started. I did a top 10 breakout players list. I mentioned Khalil Shakir. I mentioned wasn't it not Dawson Knox, not him, Kincaid, the other tight end. I mentioned him. Kincaid and Shakir were my 2 breakout guys. You follow my channel as well. I was a big James Cook fan coming out of Georgia a couple years ago. I begged my Falcons in a video back then to draft him. Didn't happen because I knew he would be good, and so far he's been improving. I also look like a top 5, top 7 back this year, probably top 5. As his play been going so far. So James Cook, all around dynamic guy. Then you have the rookie, Keon Coleman, been nice jump ball contested catch guy. good hands, can run after the catch as well. Big body guy, dangerous. You have what's my man name for the Falcons last year? Big boy. He caught 2 touchdowns earlier this season. I forgot his name now, but he's a backup guy. You have Curtis Samuel, who's out right now on IR, but he's a dynamic weapon when he comes back. Amari Cooper, the new guy, you know what he can do. He didn't look impressive with the Browns the first couple games when he played there. Had some moments, but we'll see what he brings with the Buffalo Bills later down the stretch once he gets more acclimated. So their weaponry, like I said as well, Dawson Knox and Kincaid, both tight ends. I love Kincaid more, but you still have two guys who can get the job done at that tight end spot. Kincaid can play kind of a slot guy as well. And you behind James Cook, the running game, you have Ray Davis, you have Ty Johnson. They have weapons, just like the Chiefs, just like the Lions. They have weapons. They are dang dangerous. I'm telling you. And we've been seeing that all year. Outside of 2 losses, they've had 2 losses: a close loss to the Texans, and a beating by the Ravens. But at that time, the Ravens just were red hot. So I mean, it is what it is. The next slide, you had next point, a very good defense with the potential to get better. Now the defense overall in most of the rankings, total yards given up, takeaways, they're about half. They're about halfway in the league. They're about 16th, 17th, 18th in that range in most categories on defense. But as we all know, some of their star guys, especially in the trenches in the front seven, haven't been around. Milano missed the whole year so far. There are rumors he could return later towards the year, close to the playoff time, so we'll see. He's that star linebacker, missed most of the last 2 years, so hopefully they get him back. He can come back in shape, healthy, and hopefully make an impact for this team down the stretch, closer to playoff time. You have the other guy, Terrell Bernard, who's been banged up as well throughout games and stuff like that. He's been good when available, but hasn't been available all the time. Then you have Von Miller, who had a sack in every game prior to him being suspended for 4 games. He'll be back, I believe, this week versus who did they play? The Bills? No, the Bills play the Bills play the Dolphins. The Dolphins matchup. We'll see Von Miller versus Tua. I think he'll start up that streak again with a sack every game he's played. He's been healthy. He's been suspended for 4 weeks. I think he returns and get back on track like he was prior to suspension. So this team is making plays without their star guys being available at all times. Like I said, in the big 3 guys, Milano, Bernard, and Von Miller. You have some guy like Ed Oliver in the trenches, in the inside, the D tackle. He's not playing up to par as of right now. He's playing okay, not up to par. AJ Epineza lost his job earlier, playing better now since he's been kind of feeling embarrassed since that happened. So overall, the front seven's playing good, but they can play even better once guys get healthy. Vaughn returns, Milano comes back later towards the year, and their DBs are solid. DeMar Hamlin's playing solid. Taylor Rapp playing solid. The 2 corners, Douglas, and I forgot the other guy's name, forgive me for that. They're playing very, very good. So overall, the defense is good. They're not great, but they're above average. And like I said, they can get great towards later end of the year if guys get healthy and Milano comes back towards playoff time. To me, their biggest weakness right now that I can really pinpoint is the third down conversion. Third down conversion rate right now is 37%. Not good. You want a little bit more than that. And that ranks, I believe, 21st in the league, 22nd. I'm not a numbers guy, so I don't really care for the numbers, but just overall, you need that to be a little bit better. But they do go for it on fourth down and short. Obviously, they went for it on fourth down 9 times so far out of 11. So they do get them most of the time. And like I said, Josh Allen, who hasn't ran this much as usual, he could pick it up more on those short downs, third and fourth downs. But so far, when they have ran with him, it hasn't really worked, surprisingly. So not like the last couple of years. So maybe they might just lay off on Josh until it really matters, and then they'll start pumping up the quarterback runs when it really matters in the playoffs or close to the end. Now addressing people saying the Chiefs and the Lions, we're gonna see. We're gonna see them. The Bills play both teams. The Bills play the Chiefs, I believe, in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Bills play the Chiefs November 17th. They play the Lions December 15th. And those two games are must-see TV. Those two games could be, realistically, the AFC title game matchup and also the Super Bowl matchup, depending on how they go. Me personally, I've said since the summer, I don't see the Chiefs repeating no matter what happens. I think three is hard. It's super hard to get to three straight. I think just wear and tear and just teams getting better will change that from happening or stop that from happening. I should say so. My prediction prior to the season was Packers versus Texans. Man, the way it's looking like the Packers are not struggling, but Jordan Love struggling to stay healthy. Stroud might get injured, messing around with that O line. They're looking bad with their loss last night to the Jets, but even before that, they looked bad trying to keep Stroud upright. Plus, right now Stroud missing his top two receivers, Collins and Diggs out for the year. Love can't stay healthy for right now, so we'll see what happens with my Super Bowl matchup. I predicted during the preseason. But right now, I think the Bills are the team to beat, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. It sounds crazy. They lost a couple games. Chiefs still undefeated. Lions looking good as they're looking. But I'm all in on the Chiefs if they, continue to play how they're playing and they stay relatively healthy. I think they'll be fine and they'll be a threat, a major threat in the AFC. So that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.